Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Wednesday, and that means Matt, the mortgage guy, is back. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I've been looking forward to this one. So I made a call that was really early, like 3 months ago. I said supply destruction. The media is now months after I called it talking about interest rate lock-in. I don't care what you call it. I called it first. But what you did for me this week is you actually went out and did a personal example, and we're going to highlight just how much of a payment shock there is, why we are going to have the move-up market dead, why we're going to have first-time homebuyer market dead. It's because people are just going to stay put because the Fed broke housing. So let's set it up for folks.
Sure. I have the conversation all the time. And, you know, there's a few different folks that I'm talking to that are no doubt affected by higher interest rates, no doubt going to have decisions changed because of higher interest rates. And I talk about this a lot. One camp is no longer able and don't qualify. Right.
They're out. That's true demand destruction.
Right. Unfortunately, not much you can do for those folks. Add a co-borrower, you know, get a pay raise, revisit it, you know, a year from now, whatever the case may be. Another camp that, you know, people might not notice, but for sure is being affected is the no longer willing, right?
Exactly.
Some are no longer able, so some are no longer willing. I use myself as an example because I have the same conversation where I'm like, kind of sounds like my situation. I mean, I was sitting, where was I at? I can't remember where I was at, but I was talking, it was either a real estate agent or somebody. And they go, I told them about, you know, a move up buyer that I was talking to, and they go, yeah, it's the same for me. And I go, oh, it's the same for me. Like, here's a real life example. I could even share my screen. Nope,
sorry.
I'll share it. Yeah. Cause I was going to say, let me see. There it is. And hopefully people can see it.
We can see it. Yep.
Okay.
Big enough.
Yeah, I did a couple scenarios here, but here's my current mortgage on the right. I pay $21.29 a month, taxes, insurance, everything. I owe $388. It's worth about $700,000.
Okay.
So if I sold it, realtor fees, title fees, I'd net about $260.
Awesome.
If I wanted to take $260 and put a down payment on something that's $1.25 million, and really for a lot of people, you know, like these numbers might be high for people across the country, but in some parts of the country, in, you know, Northern California, the neighborhood I live in, you know, this is a 1,900 square foot house. That's nice.
What did you pay? What year did you buy it?
I bought this one in 17.
See, this is the key. Think about your house, right? If you bought in 217 in another state, you are up, right? What did we see here? You probably up 200 grand just in appreciation. I'm guessing.
Yeah, like 300. Yeah, like paid 400-ish, worth about 700. Granted, I did an addition and put some money into it. But
that's what everybody's seeing. Basically, what you're doing is you are an owner who is sitting on a large percent of equity.
Right.
You're sitting at about 40% of equity right now. That's what I want. Don't get lost in the 260 grand. You're sitting there. Because again, this is the move up buyers dead. This is a big thing that I've been calling for. And I love this example. So you're sitting there watching this. You have at least 40% equity and you want to trade up. That's what you're showing us here. So.
Exactly. And so, you know, from neighborhood I'm in, slightly larger house, slightly better neighborhood, better school district.
Done.
You know,
got it. Yep.
Something that, like from this 1,900 square feet to call it 25 to 3,000 square feet. Honestly, Mike, 2 miles away. You know, better school district though, and nicer neighborhood, 1.25 million. Okay. It's in my eyes, it's not like this huge upgrade. Like I'm going from a shack to a $2 million place. It's 700 to 1.25.
Yeah.
If I took every dollar, you know, and truth be told, I wouldn't sell. But if this was the scenario where somebody's going to sell and buy forward, 125.
Okay. 20%
down.
Yep.
Borrowing $1 million at 5.25.
Yep.
Taxes go up. Homeowners insurance goes up. Look at this, Mike, $7,000 payment. I went from $2,100 to $7,000 a month.
This is what I want people to hear. And I've been telling you this would happen. And this is why this is exactly what happens. Mom and dad sit around the table and go, I'm sitting on 40% equity. We have been taught in our life that we move up. You get excited. You go work with a realtor. You find the next house.
It's not that much more expensive. Like, how much more can my payment be,
Yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
I'm gonna take all the money I made. I made so much money here, right?
Yeah.
And like, look at it's like 700 to 1.25. And somebody said, I'm not doubling like what the house is worth. So I certainly am not going to be doubling my mortgage payment. Mike, it's more than tripling.
Yeah, then you go to your broker, then you go to so again, you get excited. You find the house. Again, it's 2 miles away. It's an extra bedroom. It's 10 years newer. It's got a pool. It's not this like gargantuan move. Then you go talk to your mortgage broker and he gives you the cold, honest truth and says, hey, congratulations. I like that house too. Would you like to spend $7,000 a month? And oh, by the way, you're approved for that because your income will approve you. But then you sit across the table and look at your wife or your husband and go, you know, that house we have right now at 2,000, 2,100. Why don't we just, put a pool in?
Right.
Because you're not going to triple the payment.
Right.
That would crush you financially. That's $5,000 that you don't have to go on vacation. You don't have for emergencies. Nobody is making this choice.
Right. No, and then, I'll lead you into where the conversation leads, Mike. Well, shoot, I definitely don't want to have a $7,000 mortgage payment. Maybe I can find something for 1.1. Right. And then go to column C. I just typed in 1.1 in their sales price. You're still tripling your mortgage payment. It's $61.79. It's
the
just
move
math.
Up Meyer is dead. Dead. Nobody's making this choice. You're sitting on 40% equity. Again, this is exactly what happens. You get excited, more inventory on the market. You go look at it. You get excited by the upgrade. It's not a lot, but it is something. Then you go talk to a mortgage broker and you go, holy shit, we got to triple our payment. We're staying put.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, our net worth is better. I mean, it's just the move up market is not going. Now you may move down because maybe you're going to sell something and you pay cash for something. That's a win. But yeah, the move up market, there is nothing on this. There is no reason that I would see anybody make that move.
Yeah. I mean, it's what we're going to find is it's going to be necessity moves, right? Like I've got to move to a new state for a new job. I've got to move here to be closer to family. I've got to move. And so a lot of, the folks that would do it just because think about this, Mike, 2 years ago.
Oh,
and somebody had a 4.75 and I could show them, okay, take your equity and go buy something at 2.75.
Well, do the math. Go back to that spreadsheet.
Okay.
I'm sure you could change it.
Yeah.
This is why this is again, folks, I give you all this information. So I showed you why we did 6.9 million transactions in last year. It's because the numbers made sense. So, right. Change the interest rate.
I'll go to 2.75.
Yeah.
And 5,500s and the home prices were a lot cheaper.
No,
right?
exactly. Prices were cheaper.
So yeah, if you had something a few years ago where maybe you had a $2,500 or $2,700 payment because you were in a 4.5 or a 4.75.
Well, what interest rate is that? 21.29.
This is 2.5%.
Exactly. So you got to change that. That's not fair.
Right.
You would be coming into this at a 4 or 4.5.
Okay. So just to get, let me see if it was 450, because then I can get like a $360,000 mortgage. Then you're maybe in, probably owed more than 360 because a lot of people didn't put 20% down, but
yeah,
let's say it's 2,600.
Yeah.
And
to 44.
Yeah. And you can upgrade to a $1 million house for 44.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more.
You get twice the house for not twice the payment.
Right. And now we're in a position where we're showing it's going to be 3.5x the mortgage payment, 21 to 7,000.
You are not making the move up market. I've been telling you the Fed broke housing. Hopefully this finally shows the math. The move up market is dead. Yes, you will have have to moves. That's why transactions don't go to zero. That's why transactions only get cut because life happens and you have to do things. But the move up market, and again, the move up market hurts two people. The first time homeowner is not going to get that inventory back because you're in the home that they want to buy and you're not moving. Then the person who wants to do the move up to luxury, it's so broken. It's going to be broken for years.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. And, like you said, it's going to only further hurt supply. I got to bring something up before I forget, Mike, because I want your subscribers, if they could do us a favor, go back and try to find, I'm sure you remember this, Mike, me and you talked about how we got to incentivize sellers.
Yes.
To put more inventory on the market.
I
think it was like 6 or 9 months ago, me and you had a discussion. Yep. and we threw around this idea of what if you told mom and pop investors, the Mike Zubers, the Matt Gugets of the world, hey, if you've got an investment property to sell, if you sell it to a first-time home buyer, you'll be exempt from capital gains. I know we had that conversation.
Yeah,
have you seen in the news what National Association of Realtors is doing?
No, I haven't seen.
They're bringing that legislation to Congress. I swear to God, Lawrence Yun, the chief economist from National Association of Realtors, I just read an article where I'm like, me and Zuber talked about this 9 months ago. It's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Can you forward that to me, the article? I would love to see it. Because again, we did call it. This is why I love having experts, why I love this channel, why I never delete a video. We talked about how to increase inventory was just that. Right.
So somebody on this channel, please go find that so we can bookmark it and say, look at this, November of 2021. And I told somebody yesterday, because I was joking at the ballpark with some of my kids' friends' parents, that Lawrence Yun is obviously listening to me and Mike Zuber, but also, it's a good idea. So I'm sure that there's many smart people that understand housing and they're involved in housing.
We are the only ones that have this idea. So stop it. Let's flex and celebrate a little bit. Come on, Jesus.
Oh, mercy. Market experts.
There you go. Well, do me a favor. How can people find you and you can help people along this?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com. Reach out to the team. We'd love to help you no matter where you're at across the country, buying, refinancing, any of the above. Reach out to us and get started. I think that folks have finally got the memo. If you're an investor or if you're somebody who's looking to buy something as an owner occupant, like the first step is the mortgage broker.
Yes, please.
You talk to them, you get pre-approved, you run numbers like we did in our example. You'll be able to see exactly what the numbers tell you. And the numbers are going to help influence the decision. Don't go look at all the pretty houses and fall in love before, right? See the numbers beforehand, because then you can make, a smart decision based on math, numbers, and your budget versus pretty countertops and all the other things that, real estate will do for people's emotions.
Yeah, folks, if you're a follower or subscriber, you like what we do at One Rental at a Time, and you're looking to buy a home, reach out to Matt, the mortgage guy. He's going to take care of you. How you want them to do that? Where do they go? Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the quick form, and we'll be in touch. All right. Thanks, buddy. Take care. Yeah. Thanks, Mike.